every ending, yes, there are some positive traits to it, and the sun is one of them. New dawn, new day, new beginning. So there are absolutely ways that you can work with challenging cards, being the death one of them. But do acknowledge it, don't try and hide it, otherwise just throw it away. There's no point you having the death card in your deck if you're not going to actually acknowledge and honour the death of a situation, okay? If you fluff it up too much, you're missing the point, and you're giving your client, in their mind, they'll be thinking, I've got all these new things, it's going to be fantastic, everything's going to be lovely. And when it comes to it and there's an ending, they'll be like, oh, actually, I don't think that I had to go through an ending to get to this. You shouldn't mention that. So it leaves a bit of a gap in my mind, leaves a bit of a gap there. As a reader, don't be frightened of it. Sit on it, use it, meditate it. Find how you can bring that alive, that death card alive. Don't fear it though. Death waits for no one. Everyone is going to go through death at some point in their life. We're all going to lose someone we love. We're all going to have an ending of a relationship, the ending of a job, the ending of something. We can't hide that in our lives, so we shouldn't hide it in the tarot. So acknowledge the death card, accept the death card, honour it, and the chances are, it won't, in your own personal life, you'll stop fearing it. And as a client, if you're coming and you see the death card, just think, it's a change, great, it's a change. Something needs to come to an end. A natural cycle of events is naturally occurring. Quite often this card will come up towards the end of the year. For people when we're just coming to the end of the year. I've had it recently as we are coming out of this lockdown that we're going through in the UK, particularly at the minute. I'm talking here because that's where I'm from, homing it in there, where we've got a new set of changes coming up, all right? So there is going to be some change, there is going to be endings. I've got so used to working from home, so used to being in my little bubble. I'm definitely going to have an ending. I'm going to end all this. You know, I've got to change everything around again. I've got to get my head around that change. Some people who love change, Scorpios, Aquarians, some people who, and Gemini, some people who like change are going to adapt more easily to this card than others. I can't bear change. I'm a typical Taurus, likes everything to stay the same. I'm very traditional. And I like everything to stay the same forever. So this card is always a bit challenging for me when I'm personally going through it. Once I reach the other side, I'm like, oh, that was so much better. It's the process I don't like. But honouring the death card, when you're doing a reading, or if you're having a reading, accept that the death card is coming up. It is bringing a change to you. It doesn't have to be the death of a person. Do not think for 1 minute that you're going to have somebody passing around you. Really, really doesn't mean that. Don't be frightened of it. It's an ending to a situation that is now at its time. It's had its day and it's ready for something more to come about. Okay? And like I said, if you do have somebody that you're concerned about and that you're coming to the reading about that person who has got a terminal condition, this card may resonate to you. Think, okay, well, I know they're going to pass at some time. And personally, as a reader, I wouldn't go down that road. If they tell me, well, I do know, I'm not going to ask them, do you know someone that's going to die? If they tell me, actually, I also know that, I don't know, my grandma has got terminal cancer, for example. Okay, so I would then say, well, perhaps that's coming in around there as well. But I'm not going to dwell on that because that's not going to help the person. There's going to be other cards that you can look for. And like I said, if they've got endings and they've got challenges,